Hello and welcome back to another book review. So a little bit late recording this one, I do apologise. But with my own book coming out, got bumped back a little bit. So we are on September October book, which was, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. That's not what this is called, but Dostadning. The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning by Margareta Magnusson. Magnusson? Hopefully I'm spelling that's right. And nice, not too long. Was it 137 pages on my Kindle? An hour and 21 minutes, typical reading time. I like the length of it. And actually, I'm obviously quite fussy when it comes to any kind of decluttering book. And I really liked this one. So hopefully you read it and joined along, and I'd love to hear in the comments what you thought of it. But I really liked this book. I found it entertaining, helpful, succinct. Really good thing to give to if you've got an older family member that's thinking of like downsizing, or what are they going to do with all their stuff and all those kind of things. Like, I think it's got a really good structure to it, a really good engaging way of writing, and lady you just want to be her best friend. She's in her 80s at the time of writing this. When did it come out? I really want her to be alive still. I'm trying to see if it tells me on my Kindle when this came out. No, it doesn't want to. It's not, the concept is quite an old concept, but I don't think the book is that old, so I'm hoping she's still around. Because yeah, she's like the woman that everyone wants to be their granny or their mum or their friend or the neighbour next door. Like, she sounds so lovely, and she's had really interesting adventures, really interesting life, been all over the place. And I find that she brings such a vibrancy to the book, which is about death cleaning. But it's basically the concept is that you clean as if you were going to die. You're making sure that you've labeled the things that are going to go to certain people, and you use your best china, and that you aren't just bogged down in all these things that you're never going to use and that you just don't need to have around, like thinking about when you die what's going to happen to them and things. And she's done it for people that are actually downsizing as well, as just normal age people, like non-downsizing people, and that kind of thing. And it definitely connects with where we are at the moment this year with our year of less and our no spend year. It connects, even though it's a different concept. We're spending less for now, because that's the chapter of our lives that we're in. We want to become less dependent on larger incomes. We want to be able to go and live in the woods, and we want to be able to buy a plot of land and all that kind of thing. We're downsizing for a longer life and a simpler life, whereas she's talking about downsizing from a coming to the end of your life type situation. But I think the lessons there are still the same, because life is short. Even if you live into your 90s, life is still short, and there are so many things to do and so much fun to be had, and as far as I'm concerned, so many cuddles to have with my small human. And I can't lie, my partner had to go away for leave at like 4:30 this morning for a work thing, and as I was going to bed, I was like, so I said I'm going to stay in my daughter's room, because she has a double bed. So I said, I'm going to go and stay in her room tonight, so that you can just get up and get on and put all the lights on and use the ensuite and things, because otherwise the bathroom he uses in the morning, if he doesn't use the ensuite, is the one right next to her room, which isn't very nice for her first thing in the morning. But it also meant that I got to sleep with my daughter, and it's so nice. She's only 5 still, so she koala cuddles up into like the sort of C shape that I make, because I tuck my legs up, and then she'll curl up here in this little ball, and she likes having my arm. But because she's so small, it doesn't make my arm go to sleep. She'll have my arm, she'll pull my arm in and cuddle it. And also she's a nice warm hot water bottle. Like, I'm always cold, and she's there going, I need the duvet off, mummy. So she's like, I'm like under the duvet, she's my hot water bottle, and then she's got all her legs out of the duvet, so she doesn't overheat. It's really funny. But yeah, it was really nice to do that, because yeah, she'll grow up so quickly and then she'll be gone. And I don't want to waste time on stuff, on either working to acquire stuff, or buying the stuff, or looking after the stuff. Like, I don't even like wasting the time buying toilet roll, which I have to do. Like, I don't not have toilet roll. But that's one of the reasons I like bulk buying toilet rolls. Not much I'll bulk buy. I tend to not get tiny packets of things. I sort of medium buy for discount. And also the refill larder for us is a bit of a trip away, so I want to make the most of the journey. So I'll buy things slightly bigger there. But toilet, I don't want to waste my time buying, like, if I could, I would do the whole food shop for the month on one day and be done with it. It's like, I don't want to waste all those pockets of time. I want to be cuddling under my fluffy blanket, or talking to friends, or walking in nature. I don't waste the time on that. And I think there's lots of bits in this book that kind of remind me of that mindset and that concept. And I think it's a really good one for either the older relative that might be struggling with the idea, or if you've got a friend whose older relative is doing, then it'd be a really good gift for them, because it's not too long, and that's what's really nice. I think it's quite hard to gift a book that's really long, because then the person's committed to having to read the whole book. And I think I've only ever been gifted, I'm going to say twice, maybe 3 times. I've only ever been gifted 3 books I've actually fully read off the top of my head. Untamed by Glennon Doyle. But I had a quote in my pinned up in my office that was from that, and we'd started talking about that, and that book was incredible. So that's fine. And that's quite a long book. Wild, I can't remember if I was gifted Wild or not. That's why I'm like, 2, maybe 3. And The Shack, and that was it. And those are the only ones that I've been gifted, that I've ever read. I've been gifted lots of other books, so it's quite a commitment, whereas this one's quite a small book. Speaking of which, this is obviously the best book in the world to gift people, obviously, because this is my book, but also because it's a planner as well as the book. It's nearly it's 380 pages long, but it's not 380 pages to read, because there's repeats for like the daily activities and stuff like that in there. So that's obviously the one exception to gifting people a bigger book, is my book, that is available on Amazon in most countries now. So excited about that. Anyway, I digress. So that genuinely, I loved it. I had a look at some of the other reviews online, and there's kind of like mixed feelings about it, which normally, like I said, I'm really fussy about these kind of books, and I loved it. I really love the concept of it. I really love how it's written, and I think she has some really interesting advice and helpful bits going on in there as well. So yes, double thumbs up from me, which was really nice, because the book I read afterwards, which was my own book, like the not book club book, was one called Simple Living by Theodore Maddox. Rubbish, absolute tosh, like so badly written. I had to go and like try and work out, had this person written it in another language and then used like Google Translate to get it to translate. That's how badly written it was. And it was just like an extended blog written badly. I think I only paid 99p for it, but then quite a lot of my Kindle books I only paid 99p for, and a lot of them have been very good. And then our next book club book, where's it gone? I was going to read the proper title, but apparently I haven't downloaded it to my Kindle yet. That's not very good, is it? I'm personally reading one about cognitive therapy first, and I have planned out all the. I'm reading one about simple cognitive behavioural therapy, which I do. There's nothing the book's told me so far that I didn't already know, but never mind. But I did put onto the Instagram and shared in the Where are we? Here we go. So it's a good one. We're kind of wrapping up my no spend year, but I'm actually going to do another no spend year next year. So November, December's book club book is No Spend Year, Little Ways to Save a Lot of Money by Michelle Magar. And she's actually got experience in this. She's a personal finance journalist, so she should know what she's talking about. But that is our November, December book, and I will be starting it after I finish the current one I'm on, about CBT. But I'm quite excited about that because it more having just experienced my first no spend year and going into my next no spend year, because I've got to want to redo my no spend year rules. I don't think a huge amount's gonna change. Don't think a huge amount on there's gonna change, but I want to have a look. But yes, so that's book club for this month. Don't forget, you can add your comments, you can add questions, you can start discussions, you can even upload your own video clips within the membership as well. And I will also be releasing next year's books fairly soon, because I thought then if you read more than the 6 books a year, you can plan in other ones, or if you spot them, want to put them on your Christmas list or anything like that. But also where I release them, I'll put a link to an Amazon group, like an Amazon list where they're all there, so you can add them onto your wish list from there, or purchase them from there as well. Heads up, it is an affiliate link, so if you purchase through that, I get a little thank you from Amazon that you've purchased through there. However, me being me, I would actively encourage you to try and do library or borrow them from somebody as well. But if you are going to buy them from Amazon, you might as well buy them through my affiliate link and say, thanks, Jess, for recommending this book. Have an amazing day, and I will see you soon. Ta-ta for now.